We're back with another scary story animated from a new channel, Wansee. I think I say Wansee. Entertainment, animated. 4 true scary horror stories. I butchered that whole joint. We gonna cut that part out. But 4 true stories. We're just gonna get into it. Get your drinks, get your snacks. Get it, I guess. True mom friend.
This is a terrifying story that happened to my mom's friend years ago, and it still haunts me to this day.
Talk to
Back when I was still in my mother's womb, her friend Tanya was known for her radiant personality and beautiful long black hair. She lived close to a big towering tree where crows often made their nests. Every afternoon when it was time to eat, Tanya would sit by her open window, enjoying her meal as the hot summer breeze drifted in.
God dang, she tearing down that freaking burrito. Jeez Louise. Nobody's about to come in and steal that food. Susan? Holy.
But one day, something changed. A crow landed on the windowsill and just watched her. Its eyes locked onto hers, unmoving. She thought it was hungry, so she started feeding it, and that turned into something she did every day.
Okay.
At first, it seemed harmless, but one evening, things took a strange turn. Tanya had just showered, and the heat was so intense that she left her hair wet and hanging loose down her back. There were only 4 people in the house that night: Tanya, her cousin, her brother, and his friend. Her parents were out of town for surgery. That night, she ate dinner, but her hunger...
That freaking burrito, man. That Mexican food, that's gonna tear your stomach up 10 times out of 10.
...was insatiable. It was like she hadn't eaten in days. The next day, she was bedridden with a burning fever. And when it finally broke, things got worse.
Dang, what happened to the food?
Tanya began eating massive amounts of food.
What the... Why is she getting so big bag? Now, this is greed. This is the type of greed they were talking about in the Bible, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what happened between feeding the crow and then this happening, man? How her stomach get messed up?
Enough for several people. And at night, that's when the real horror began. She started roaming the house, opening the refrigerator, smashing bottles, dragging chairs, knocking on walls. It was as if she wasn't in control anymore. The doctors called it sleepwalking.
Started losing her
family
mind.
knew better. Then one day, my mother went to visit. What she saw was burned into her memory. 7 or 8 people were inside Tanya's bedroom, desperately trying to hold her down.
What the She got possessed or something? What the God? I ain't gonna lie. When it first went to this scene, I thought this was like some Diddy, some Diddy, man. But bro, God didn't she must have been got strong or something. You need 6 people?
She was thrashing with such strength they could barely manage her. That was the last time my mother dared to interfere. Eventually, Tanya was brought to a priest. He placed his hands on her shoulders and began praying. As he did, a deep, guttural voice erupted from her mouth. He asked, "How many of you are in there?" And that voice replied,
7. There are 7 of us inside her.
The priest was horrified. "Why did you enter her?" The voice answered,
She cared for us. She fed us. We're taking her to the underworld.
That's when he realized the truth. The crows weren't just birds. They were spirits.
Oh,
And when
heck
she laughed, when her long, wet hair hung down her back, that's when they took their chance. The ghosts warned the priest Tanya would never marry, never have children, and if she tried, tragedy would follow. The priest
Dang.
threatened them. He prayed with power and
All she did was feed some crows. How is she supposed to know that? How is she supposed to know? Now she can't even get married? That's tough. She can't even have no man. That's unfortunate. Dang.
time, they left. Before Tanya went home, he gave her a protective object and warned her, "Never lose this. Never take it off, he said. Years passed. Tanya married. In 2014, she became pregnant but lost the baby. Again in 2018 and once more in 2022.
Dang.
Every time a miscarriage. In the end, they gave up and adopted a child. But even now, they do not live in peace. I sincerely hope nothing more happens to Tanya, but some things, they never let go.
Dang. That was pretty good. Holy freaking moly. I'd be pissed off, bro. If I was Tanya, I'd be mad. Like, if I want to settle down with a strapping young lad and I get cursed because I want to feed. See, this is why I don't mess, or I do love animals, but like crows and stuff like that, I feel like crows is like usually be associated with like bad luck and things of that nature. And it's like, how is she supposed to know that though? Like, imagine you just being a good person. You feeding like a stray cat. Next thing you know, you just get possessed. You got a legion inside you. That's crazy. And you get cursed with an STD or something. You get cursed with AIDS. That's crazy. True hide-and-seek horror story. Peekaboo.
This story might not be the scariest you've ever heard, but even now, it still gives me chills. It happened when I was just a kindergartner. My school was a 2-story building, and on this particular day, this happened during recess.
Okay.
My friends and I had just finished eating snacks we'd bought from the canteen, and we ran out to play on the playground. But after a while, we got bored and decided to play hide and seek. It was the last round of the game, and one of my friends suggested we go up the left side stairs of the building to hide. But once we got there, everyone chickened out. They said it was too creepy. But I wasn't scared, so I decided to go up alone.
Built
I made
different.
my way up the stairs,
Okay, look creepy,
and at the top, there was just one door. As the seeker started counting down, 10, 9, 8,
Ain't nothing crazy
I turned
in there,
the
bro.
doorknob, opened the door inward, and stepped inside.
Ain't nothing in there.
The room was dusty, like it hadn't been touched.
Yeah, it's just a little dust. Niggas scared of a little dirt and dust. Your room probably look worse than this. Yeah, this ain't bad.
Touched in years. Chairs were scattered and tipped over, and cobwebs hung in the corners. I sat down in a spot near the door, crouched low, and scanned the room. That's when I noticed it. Red splatters on the walls, dripping.
Okay, maybe you don't have no blood in your room. Maybe not. In case it's your time of the month. But, yeah, you kind of got to wonder, why is there blood dripping? And if it's dripping, that sounds like it's kind of fresh.
It smelled awful, like something rotting under layers of dust. There was a blackboard at the front of the room, and on it were smudged handprints, streaked in the same red color.
Dang.
It should have been a red flag, but at the time, I thought it was just old paint, so I stayed. A few minutes passed.
Blood?
It was quiet, almost too quiet.
Come on
Then
now.
I heard it, a noise from the closet. A thump, a shift, a rustle. I froze in fear, but I was just a kid. I didn't want to find out what it was, so I just ran out of the room and found my friends. I was happy I'd won the game.
Great idea.
They hadn't found me, and soon recess was over. Back in class, one of my friends leaned over and asked me where I had been hiding. She said they had been calling my name over and over, but I never answered. I told her I was hiding upstairs, in that room on the left side of the building.
Who was in that closet,
She looked at
though?
me like I was crazy. Then she said something that haunted me for a very long time. She said,
"That room's been locked for years."
apparently the key was lost a long time ago, and no one ever found it. Everyone who tried that door said it was always locked.
Well, it was
So,
open.
how did I open it? How
Somebody-
did I walk right in?
Somebody
without
was
a
in there.
key? And those noises in the closet? What was inside that room with me? And the handprints? Looking back now, they didn't look like paint. They looked like blood.
Nah, man, nah. But it's good that he got up out of there. Cause at first it was like, nah, they ain't bad. But you know, the blood and stuff is like, okay, that's not normal. That's a little different. And then with the movement in the closet, 2 teachers could have been in there having a quickie. Who knows? That could have been the gym teacher and the history teacher. Who knows? Who knows? Now, while I try to figure that out, once, like, even though I see the room creepy, nah. He did a good thing in getting up out of there, man. Because that is, like, imagine that'd be, like, super unnerving. Holy. True new house horror story.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm 17 now, but I was 15 when this happened. We had just moved to Siquijor, an island in the Philippines, known for its witches and strange, unsettling happenings.
Why the frick would you go there? It's known for its witches and strange happenings. Why the F would you go there? On a secluded island. Why?
My mom had warned me about its reputation, but nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced.
Tripping.
When we arrived,
It sounded like someone with way too much time on their hands. A job, man. If she had a job, she wouldn't have to even have time to go here.
there were only 4 other houses nearby, scattered along a lonely road. We settled in quickly. A few months passed without incident until one night I noticed something very strange. One of our neighbor's dogs was sitting perfectly still in the middle of the road.
That's weird.
Staring into the darkness to the right. It was midnight, and he looked like he was waiting for something or someone. Every now and then, he would bark into the night, a low, fearful bark. I looked around, expecting to see someone walking down the road, but there was no one.
Big eyes.
I checked on my own dog, too, curious if he sensed anything unusual, but he was sound asleep, curled up peacefully. Eventually, I brushed it off and went back to bed. A few days went by with nothing, but then one night, it felt like everything changed. I was up late watching K-dramas in my room around 1 or 2 a.m. when I heard a loud scream, a distant, desperate cry for help. At first, I thought it was just a neighbor having a bad dream, but as I sat on my bed, glued to the screen, I felt it. Someone walking outside the house. When I looked toward the window, I noticed the motion sensor light outside kept flickering on and off, but no one was there. I tried to reason with myself. Maybe it was just the wind or a
Maybe it's just the wind. Nah, you know, if I hear screaming, I'm chilling, right? I'm watching a good Quaymax video with a chili dog in my hand, and I hear some screaming, I'm locking myself in the house or in the row of the room. I'm not finna go and explore, because whatever that thing is that got that person outside, I go out and investigate. Now we're both gone, and I'd rather me than you. So I won't be figuring out nothing.
branch blowing past the sensor. But deep down, I felt that something was wrong. Then I heard the voice again, closer this time. It was low, almost a whisper, impossible to tell if it belonged to a man or a woman. Panic crept into my chest. My dog, who had been silent, suddenly began barking. Soft at first, almost confused, like he didn't understand why he was the only one reacting. None of the other dogs in the neighborhood made a sound. Terrified, I grabbed my phone and used the flashlight to check on my mom and sister, who were fast asleep in the living room. I thought about waking my mom up, but I knew she would dismiss it and tell me to go back to bed. Instead, I checked the back door to see if my dog was okay. He looked different, stiff, his tail low, ears pinned back.
I love dogs. Hey, man. Dog gonna have to find his way to safety, man. I'm not going out there. Absolutely not. What? There's trouble outside. I'm not going outside to the trouble.
Staring into the empty road, I followed his gaze. The road was deserted. There was only a single streetlight barely illuminating the dense darkness beyond. All the neighbors' houses were pitch black. No lights on, no sounds. I was the only one awake, the only one hearing that chilling call for help. I barely slept that night, lying frozen in bed until morning.
I'd have left.
When the sun finally rose, I realized I must have dozed off at some point. I rushed to find my mom and told her everything. As I finished my story, her face paled. She told me that her aunt had called earlier that morning with devastating news. One of my mom's cousins had passed away that night from a sudden heart attack. The same night, I heard the voice calling for help. My mom believed it was her cousin's spirit, lost, confused, still clinging to life, and that the cries I heard were her soul pleading for help, unable to accept what had happened. Since that night, nothing like that has ever happened again, but I still wonder, what was it that I actually heard that night?
For me, one crucial question. Why? I'm gonna assume maybe family members on this island. Man, technology is super advanced. I can FaceTime you. I can voice chat you. I can StreamYard you or something. I'm not about to go on no freaking haunted island that I know is known for hauntings, some scary stuff, witches, witchcraft. No, I can catch you on the FaceTime, Google Meets. The frick? Absolutely. Or you can just fly to me. What the hell? Like, bruh. No.
Growing up in India, we moved around a lot because of my father's job. At one point, we settled into a new house, a small place with only 2 rooms and a tiny veranda at the back. The veranda place with only 2 rooms and a tiny veranda at the back.
What's a veranda?
The veranda connected directly to the road, so anyone walking by could eat.
The frick is a veranda? What is that? Veranda. What is that? A roofed open air space. Oh, this is my first time hearing this. A veranda. This look nice. This what that is? Oh, this fire. Ain't this just like a what's the word? Ain't this like a sun house? Ain't this like usually called like a sun house or something like that? Oh, that's nice. This look expensive, but this look nice. Nice. Okay, I freak with that.
Easily access it.
Okay.
Soon after moving in, we hired a housekeeper. At first, everything seemed normal, but after a while, she started acting very strange. One day, my mother went into the bathroom to grab something and caught the housekeeper doing something odd near the toilet. When my mother asked her what she was doing, she quickly said she was cleaning. But my mother was sure that she wasn't.
Crazy.
There was something off about her.
Damn, I look kind of good. But bro, like, look, the pose was crazy. And then the facial expression you giving her as you saying that, that's unsettling, man. That's
posture. Something she couldn't explain. Not long after that, we discovered a creepy drawing on the veranda. It showed 4 black figures. 2 large ones and 2 smaller ones. Clearly, it represented our family, my parents, my sister, and me.
That's weird.
My mother, furious and alarmed, grabbed a bucket of water and washed the strange drawing away. But almost immediately after that, random chance injuries and accidents started happening to us. Both my parents caught chickenpox. My sister fell off a swing and got a deep gash across her face.
God dang, it's almost some Final Destination. Almost Final Destination. God dang. Chickenpox, I thought that was been gone. I thought that was been eliminated, eradicated. Holy mother, they're trying to kill this family.
And my leg, as I'm pretty short,
got
caught in the spokes of a bicycle wheel. We began to grow very suspicious of our housekeeper. We were convinced that the housekeeper was somehow involved. My parents decided to fire her and send her away. But the story doesn't end there. One night, as I was lying in bed, I saw something that made my blood run cold. A woman with a long ponytail that looked exactly like the housekeeper's hair poked her head out from the hallway near the living room and just stared at me. I was so terrified that I sprinted to the...
Thought I heard something out there. Holy moly.
Bedroom without even looking back. A few days later, we found out that the housekeeper's husband had been in an accident and broken his leg. And her children? They were constantly falling sick after she left our home. We wasted no time. We moved out of that horrible house as quickly as we could.
W.
After we left, things definitely got better. But even today, I wonder, what exactly did the housekeeper do?
Trying to put curses on her. Holy moly. Yeah, like you can't be doing that. I'm sleeping. I'm hearing something. I walk out and I see a creepy woman looking at me like that. You can't be doing that. Come on, sis. Do you not know proper house etiquette? Come on, bro. That'll get you a 1-star review on Airbnb. But 4 True Scary Horror Stories animated. This was good. Bussin'. This is definitely some hashtag heat. But hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you already know what to do. If you want me to watch more of these, let me know. I can definitely do this. This is pretty fire. This is fire. It's fire. But, I'll see you later.